So, we are in grade 12. How do we feel about leaving CCH?
I'm pretty excited to be done with high school.
Me too, but I'll miss you guys in the hustle bustle of CCH.
CCH does have a lot going on.
Let's look at events at our school community at CCH.
Each year at CCH High School, LEAP students hold what's called Miracle Movement to help kids at the Human Health Foundation. It allows students to partake in multiple activities and events that bring together the CCH community. It allows CCH to grow and become an inclusive place. In tradition, at the end of Miracle Movement, we announce the total amount of money we've raised for the Human Health Foundation. How will you enjoy Miracle Movement? How will you give back to the community? Thank you, and we hope to see you there.
Rodney, the mascot who has been at our school for many years, is controversial. The CCH Crusader was first introduced back in 1951 when the football team decided to repurpose it as the team symbol. CCH has had two prominent images of Crusaders in its history, one which used to be posted outside the school, which has been taken down, and one who continues to roam the school, known as Rodney. Rodney has been around for many years, however many don't know about the true meaning behind Crusaders, which were a religious movement. Of the years 1095 to 1291, the Crusades were a religious movement that was aimed to exterminate all other religions that they deemed as evil. This is controversial because of the fact that CCH prides itself on being a completely inclusive place to all people, no exceptions, yet in the past this mascot has been used as a sign of oppression.
I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. I've known about it, but kind of just ignored it. Thought with the Crusaders, it's not a big deal, but when you really think about it, it's actually not that positive.
I feel like it's fine if they just kept it up or made some minor changes, but personally I don't have a fault with it.
They probably didn't mean it in a bad way or to offend anyone, but I personally think because if Jews or Muslims do go to that school, it's inappropriate, so I think they should change it.
In my opinion, I do believe that the Crusader mascot was made with good intentions, but it needs to be changed. It can be understood as fighting for something that you want to protect as much as possible. However, having such a serious matter like the Crusades being represented in a cartoony matter such as a mascot should never have been decided in the first place.
What better way to raise environmental awareness at a high school than through Eco Fair? 7 stations with 7 engaging presentations and super fun activities, not to mention chances to win prizes around every corner and some photos with friends. We need to combat climate issues like water and electricity waste, deforestation, fast fashion, and overconsumption. And it doesn't have to be boring. This Earth Day 2024, Eco Team brought Eco Fair to life for the 2nd year in a row. We're talking book swaps, secondhand fashion shows, vegetarian and leftover recipes, water bracelet making, and so much more. Normalizing sustainable solutions to environmental issues is something we can take on, one Earth Day at a time. Thanks for joining in, CCH!
Hello, Crusader students! How's it going? We all know about the fun events, activities, clubs that are going on at CCH, but do we ever think or talk about people's own experience for them? Which luckily, we have videos to cover that segment. Please enjoy the videos.
I am Timothy, and I am an immigrant from Canada coming from the Philippines, where I lived 15 years for most of my life, and this is my honest opinion about which country is better for me to stay in or get out, especially after 2 years of being in Canada. Being a newcomer to Canada was a surreal experience, because I finally got to see the winter snow and feel what it's like to be in the moment that would change my lifestyle. Now the hardships, there's a lot, especially after coming here as an immigrant. First off, the weather. As we all know, it's super cold, and at first I liked the concept of snow, but I underestimated the cold when I arrived. And over time I despised the winter and preferred spring, summer, and fall, as many others do. Another hardship was me adjusting to the overall community. And it shocked me because how easy the education system in Canada compared to the Philippines, and the students actually have part-time jobs, where in my home country we need to be 18 so we can work. There are things I love in Canada, such as the city of Quebec, Montreal, good economy, school system, and the opportunities for my future here are bright. There are things that I love more about the Philippines. The weather, cause every year is summer there. The food, gotta love me some adobo. My hometown, and despite all the polluted areas. And of course, the culture of us Filipinos singing karaoke at parties and family gathering, which we still do even in Canada. Verdict? Well, I did learn a lot in my 2 years here in Canada, and to be honest, my whole life changed, especially after going through the pandemic in the Philippines. But now that COVID is over, I really want to go back there too, because I want to experience my life back then with the routines I learned from here, and to see my family and friends there. And to sum it all up, there is no place like home, and when I go back, I finally become a different version of me. A better person than when I left.
My name's Raquelle Mitchell. I play for Whitecaps London. I was 4 years old when I started soccer. I was playing with my 2 cousins on the same team. I'm like one of the few student athletes that like has a good grade in school, but I think if I had spent less time on soccer, I'd have better grades. There's ups and downs when it comes to my mental health. I think when you have really good days, like good practices, like my mental health is really good, but when I don't play up to my standards, it kind of starts to go down a little bit. Soccer has definitely shaped who I am as a person. I think without it, I wouldn't be who I am now, and I wouldn't be friends with like you or other people that I've met from soccer. I can't even imagine like what I would be without it, or who I'd be. To be easier on myself, I think that with soccer, it's like my whole life, basically, and I'm very like, tough on myself. My dad has always forced me when I was younger, like to do a bunch of stuff with soccer, all the extra work, not spending time with friends. So I think if I knew what I've gotten now, like provincials, which is like really high, and the national team too, I think that if you told me that when I was younger, I wouldn't believe you. So I would just say just to not give up and like to keep going. I would say being a student athlete has brought me joy and pain. Like there's so much that you have to look after, like making sure you're actually doing good in your sport, making sure you're actually doing well in school, and making sure you're having fun with your friends. So I feel like the main thing is like it's tough balancing all those things, and especially like the social aspect, because if you're very committed to your sport, then it's like tough to find time. I feel like with soccer, it's not just one person, it's 11 girls against 11 girls, and you kind of have to learn the social aspect, like talking to people, talking to coaches, like learning how to like socialize with people, because COVID happened and I was very like isolated in my own house. I played soccer downstairs on Zoom calls, so I feel like now that like I'm able to play outside and I'm going to like the States for school, I feel like it's taught me how to like go out of my comfort zone. Education is boring, not to sound like, but when you want to do something that you care about, like you spend more time doing it.
My name is Ian. I'm the volunteer coordinator at the Cross Culture Learning Center, CCLC, at 505 Dundas Street, and I recruit, retain, train, onboard volunteers for CCLC.
Heya, yan chola yan jubayuan pari. Unskulich CCH. I enrolled for CCLC.
CCLC, in my position, is a good mix between administrative work, working at a desk, which is fine, which is great, but also talking to people, interviewing them, talking to them, and face-to-face interactions with them, which I value as well. that's why I'm in this position right now.
Papa and Mama, the friend, he came to Canada and he always knew like English very well, so they contacted him and then they brought him over, showed him around. It was like learning a few bit of words, and then we're like, oh, this is a great program, so like let's honor me, my siblings, and them all together.
The most difficult part of the program is definitely getting enough volunteers. When refugees know about our Department of Community Connections and we offer them, do you want to volunteer to be your friend and to show you around London and meet your friends or community? A lot of them say yes, and we don't have enough volunteers. So that's definitely the difficult part. There's a huge wait list of refugee families waiting to be matched with volunteers, so definitely the hardest part, yes.
Like what made me uncomfortable at the CCLC was like the people like always like pressuring me to speak like fluent instead of like taking the time for me to speak English and learn more better, because they were like a little pushy, but I feel like it was like better to be more pushy than more like a little slow, because if they go slow they're not gonna like teach me anything.
The most rewarding part definitely is when I talk to the volunteers when they've been doing a Canada Connects mentorship match, and I reach out to them and they tell me, Ian, working with the refugee families is really rewarding and meaningful for me. The parents are great people, we really connect, we exchange cultures, their children are pleasant, and I've really gotten to know them. So the most rewarding part is hearing from volunteers that they love their family, that they're mentoring and that they're connected with, and that makes me happy. So, London can always use more connections, more friendships between people of different ages, between families, between refugees and Londoners. So if you want to increase the amount of connection there is between people in London, you can be a part of that here at CCLC.
Like it impacted me more of a person because like it changed my personality than what I was before. Like before I literally knew nobody. Like I was not a person who would talk to someone. And like to a person who's experienced the same thing, I feel like just trust the people there, because at the end of the day, your personality might change. I'm not saying it will, but like it might change, and you will like actually talk to people instead of like hiding your identity from other people.
Hi, I'm Laurel Martin, and we started the coffee house 2018. I welcome people to sing at the open mic and often accompany them on the guitar or the piano. What I was hoping for was a place where people could connect and a place for meeting people that you might not meet otherwise. L'Arche tries to support the whole person and not just seeing somebody as what they need or what they can do for you. And I think a faith component acknowledges that we are all of spirit as well. My faith might not look exactly like yours, but our faith can still grow through knowing one another. In our culture, we need more voices at the table. We need more people in the circle to make our communities healthy. You know, often they say that strong cultures are the ones that honor the weakest members. Everybody benefits when all are welcomed and celebrated.
I'm Mary B. Howard, and I'm the community leader of L'Arche London. At Coffee House, I think about it sometimes as a birthday party every other week. We're not always a room full of people who sing well, but always people that sing enthusiastically. It just takes it to a new height when people are so engaged and so connected by being able to just belt out a tune. And it's the expression on people's faces when they're doing that. Like joy is so much deeper. Coffee House closed in COVID, and it was after there was this kind of energy and group of people who just came regularly. We missed each other, we missed connection. You know, even in our community, we were siloed into homes. We were a community of people who belong to each other, and we couldn't see each other. We tried it online and we thought, I don't know if this will work. Not only did it work, but it invited and gathered and reached people from the United States or people from across Canada, and that community continues now. The person who has that moment to be in the spotlight, everybody is focused on them, and yet it isn't just about them. It's like the energy in the room, looking around and seeing the people take it in. I've seen a few times people who are sort of mystified by, you're clapping for me? It's so special. So special.
Marissa has clearly told us that L'Arche is her priority. We've always said music is what makes Marissa tick. You put the right song on and she just lights up and she wants to dance, and you can see she just feels it, and a different song will just help calm her down if she's upset. She comes running into the building with a big smile on her face. She can't wait to get in here, and then just keeps roaming around and visits people and stomps and has a great time. This is one of the most consistent, successful events for Marissa.
Again, just that unconditional acceptance and love and connection. It's a real community.
My name is Anne Flewelling.
My name is Taylor.
And I love coming to L'Arche Coffee House.
My favorite part of coffee house is the people, because they really make me feel good, and I love people.
I love it in here because all the people that I love, it's like a nice big building. I think it's great.
Like, I get to be myself.
All the good snacks you guys have here. It's very calming.
My name is Mel Kibio, and I'm the program coordinator at L'Arche London. I love L'Arche because it's a place where everybody belongs, and that's what I really love about the coffee house. I have a daughter who has a disability, and I think that she is as special as everybody else in this world, and I love that she's honored. I think it's because of this really inclusive environment and supportive environment that people are able to dig deep and find parts of themselves that maybe they haven't shown the rest of the world yet. L'Arche believes that everybody has a gift. I would like to think that society is moving in that direction. I think that it's a really good model for the rest of society.
Yo, Tim, get off your phone, man.
Tim!
What?
Get off your phone!
Did you hear that they're banning phones next year?
Damn, how am I supposed to listen to my music then?
I can't get through the day without listening to my music.
And now a few clips on social media and music.
Mental health and social media.
Of sadness, of hopelessness. Body image issues. The whole algorithm is to make you addicted.
In an era where likes dictate validation and scrolling becomes an endless escape, the intriguing reality of social media addiction unfolds in our daily lives without us even realizing it.
I would say I'm on social media like 5 hours of my whole day. I'd say probably about 4 to 5 hours a day.
Social media encourages us to showcase only the best moments of our lives, creating an unrealistic standard of perfection. Striving to live up to a perfect version of ourselves takes a toll on authenticity and self-esteem.
There is certain standards on, like, especially Instagram and TikTok. Like, if you don't meet those standards, then you're gonna get made fun of. But if you do meet the standards, then people are gonna be jealous of you and want to be you, but then they'll still treat you badly because they're jealous.
Usually it's more with people my age because I feel like I'm behind or I don't look as good as I should.
As we attempt to stay connected, FOMO distances us from the present. The desire to be everywhere, to experience everything, can lead to a disconnect from the richness of the moment right in front of us.
All the time I experience FOMO. It's just like, I feel like everyone has.
I feel like I should be outside, doing something, because everyone else is outside doing something.
If I'm just at my house, like scrolling, and I see like people I know, or just people in general at a party or something, I'll feel like weird for not being there. But even if I was like invited or whatever, like I wouldn't go anyways, usually. So it's like kind of stupid that I feel FOMO for not being there, but I still do, just because I'm seeing it and it looks like fun.
Social media binds us to each other and the rest of the world, but it can also separate us from ourselves. People may find it difficult to pull away from these platforms due to their addictive nature, which can result in a persistent feeling of digital exhaustion, depression, anxiety, and loneliness.
I feel like when I'm on my phone, I'm wasting, not to say wasting my life, but wasting my time.
So I feel like if you're having a really bad day and you go on social media, it can make you feel like, why isn't my day as good as these people?
As we know, social media has brought people together, but it's crucial to recognize its negative impacts on society.
And I think I'd be like happier without it. Like I wouldn't have to fit to the social norms of social media, having to have like the latest clothing, the latest items.
Striking a balance between online and offline life is essential to making a healthier and more connected world.
Do you know what it means to have an identity? Alright, has music created an identity for you?
Oof, yeah, I would say so, honestly. When I was trying to find like my fashion sense, I feel like definitely a lot of alternative music, rock, helped me like understand how I like to express myself. Yeah.
It depends on what situation you could think of, if it's like a bad situation or a good situation. So for example, if I'm listening to like music, I would use that like a bad situation, and then for good situations I would use pop music.
And the lyrics, these transcendent or like universe placing sounds where you feel like you're in another place, and the lyrics especially, I feel like they could resonate with a lot of people, and I mean they just sound cool.
I think the band resonates with me because I'm a more chaotic person. I enjoy being happy, always bouncing around. So types of music like rock, metal, they all just work well.
Personally, it doesn't really affect me. I just listen to music for the enjoyment.
How we form an identity is what we decide, and music is considered to be a contributing factor to that. It can be relatable, down to the lyrics, and promoting to be yourself.
What are the trends in social media today? Trends in social media have many different varieties. TikTok has a whole bunch of different stuff like dancing, slideshows, edits, etc. that people scroll through. Instagram took notice and did a similar feature by establishing Reels, which people scroll through even more than YT Shorts. Live streaming continues to gain attraction for individuals and businesses to connect with their audiences in real time. Platforms like Twitch, YouTube Live, and Instagram Live are seeing increased usage for live events, Q&A sessions, product lunches, and more. Audio social media platforms such as Clubhouse and Twitter Spaces have gained momentum, offering users a new way to engage in real-time conversations and discussions. These trends reflect the evolving nature of social media as it continues to shape how we communicate, connect, and consume content in the digital age.
Hi, I'm Anna. I'm currently a Comtech student here at Catholic Central High School. CCH Tech computers can't run the software we need, so in our class we have to use a virtual computer in the States called Azure to help us connect to professional software. However, it doesn't work. Let's see what some of our students have to say.
It doesn't give us the opportunity to actually do things with proper equipment.
It took me around a month to log into it.
Keeps crashing.
Always crashes. It's always crashing.
Delays my work.
Becomes really infuriating.
If Azure can't load, then I'm out of here.
You're too slow! What's up, Doc? I don't normally play this card, but I'm the Avatar.
Wow, that grade 10 animation was really good.
Yeah, remember when we made one of those in grade 10?
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was a while back.
Yeah, and now we're about to graduate and have our first summer out of high school.
So, what are you guys doing this summer after grad?
Why don't we watch Matthew's video to see what everyone's up to this summer? Hey, let's watch Matthew's video on upcoming graduation.
Well, let's take a look. I'm gonna be animating, and I'm also gonna go to my friend's house and play video games.
So I'm just gonna go to the gym, apply for a membership, try to get that summer bod.
I'm going to Toronto and I'm going to hang out with my friends.
I'm going to Nova Scotia to visit my family.
I'm gonna work as much as possible and hang out with my friends.
I'm going to be sleeping and hiding in the dark.
I'm going to be working a part-time job while also visiting my uncle in good old Great Britain, London.
Also gonna go to the beach and play more video games. Boom. There we go. Perfect.
Gain some confidence, go to the beach if I can, but we're in Canada. Cold in here.
Attention seniors, the moment we've all been waiting for is finally here.
After 4 years of hard work and dedication, it's finally time to celebrate our achievements together. Join us for a memorable evening as we close this chapter and move on to the next. Save the date for Catholic Central High School's graduation ceremony. It's a night you wouldn't want to miss. Catholic Central High School's class of 2024, where the journey ends and the adventure begins.